Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Cooking at Home with Carrollton Valley Farm to School. My name is Zoe and I'm the family cooking instructor for our organization. Today we're going to switch gears a little bit, and instead of doing a food item, we're going to swap to drinks. So I'm going to show you 3 cool and refreshing beverages to enjoy for this weekend. It's supposed to be really hot and really sunny, so hopefully these will help you get through the weekend a little bit better. So the first one I'm going to show you is super easy. It's the easiest of all the 3 that I'm going to show you. Right now, watermelons are starting to come around, and I have a really good one. In my family, we have a problem in that it's only 2 of us, so we can't get through a whole watermelon without it going bad. So what are we gonna do? So I have 2 options for you. The first one is to make a watermelon water. As you know, watermelon has a lot of water already in it, hence the name. So what I'm gonna do is make a nice watermelon water just from the juice. So that's my first option. And what I'm going to do, a good rule of thumb is for whatever glass you want to drink it out of, fill it with watermelon twice, and that is about how much watermelon juice you'll want. Obviously a lot of the surface area is going to go away once we blend this up in the blender. So we're going to do 2 glasses full of watermelon cubes. Now this one that I'm going to make is just a water, so we're going to strain out all of the pulp. But if you love the pulp, you can leave the pulp in, and it kind of gives you a little, kind of almost a smoothie texture with the chunks in there. And you can also freeze this water that I'm going to make and then blend it up when it's frozen, and then you have a nice watermelon slushie. So I have my 2 full cupfuls of watermelon done. I like frosty glasses, so I'm going to put a glass in the freezer for every drink that I'm going to make today. So right now I have my blender ready, so I'm going to go blend this up, and then we'll strain it and you can see how to finish it up. Okay, so we're back. I have my liquid here. The only reason that I like to use a strainer is just all those little white seeds that are in watermelon. They blend up in the blender, and then you don't really want to drink that. So for me, that is another reason why I like to blend it up. Now, it's going to take a little while for this to drain off all the pulp. So what I'm going to do is do it in a liquid measuring cup, because it has a wide mouth that fits the whole mesh strainer in there, and you'll see why in just a moment. So when I pour this in, you can kind of see the consistency is pretty smoothie-y, and it builds up in the strainer, which is why I don't want to put it directly in the glass right now, because if I were to pour too much in that strainer, it's just going to go all over the place. So while that is straining, we're going to move on to the next drink. The next one is going to be a peach tea. The reason that I like to make drinks from scratch is you can kind of control that sugar content a little bit more. So what I did first, I brewed up some iced tea. My favorite iced tea was just a lemon ginger. And then I made my own peach simple syrup. So that's what this is in my little reusable honey jar here. So to make this peach simple syrup, I cut up 1 peach, and then I combined a cup of water and half a cup of honey, or you can use sugar if you don't have honey on hand. And I put all that in a saucepan, brought it up to a boil, and then simmered it for 5 to 7 minutes. And then while the peaches are in there, you kind of want to break them up with a fork or a spoon, just to release all those peachy sugars and good flavors. And then after 5 to 7 minutes, you turn the heat off and you let it rest for 30 minutes to really soak up that peachy goodness. So you'll see it's kind of peachy colored. That's how I'm going to sweeten my iced tea here. So when I make this, I'm just going to combine as much iced tea and as much peach syrup as I would like. And then I'll show you later how I finish that one off. And my last drink is kind of a ode to mojitos. This one is a mocktail, don't worry. But it's going to be, we're going to use lemons instead of limes. And I have some mint that I pulled out of my garden. Mint is one of those things here that it's a perennial, so it'll come back every year, and it'll come back with a vengeance. So I have about 20 little leaves in the bottom of another liquid measuring cup. And then I have 4 tablespoons each of lemon juice, squeezed just from a lemon, and honey. So since there is honey in here, you might want to get a rubber scraper. So I combine the lemon juice, the honey, and the mint into the bottom of a liquid measuring cup. And then I don't actually have a real muddler, like bartenders have. So I just use my juicer at the end of my little tool here. So I'm gonna kind of rub that around, and the goal of this is to really break up those mint leaves and get as much minty flavor out as you can. Great, so that is all muddled together, and this one is gonna make about two drinks. To show you how I finish all of these drinks up, and then you all can go and make your own. All right, so we're back. So I'll put a couple of ice cubes in we're gonna do the watermelon one first. And then this one, you can garnish it with whatever you would like. Watermelon and mint, watermelon and cucumber. If you have some strawberries, you can throw them in there. But today, I am going to do a watermelon and basil, just because I have some basil that's ready to be harvested out of my windowsill. So I'm gonna grab a couple of leaves of basil and kind of pinch them up and throw them in there. Watermelon and basil, I don't know why that tastes so good together, but it really does. And if you are looking for something to eat with watermelon and basil, if you do some watermelon, basil, and feta cheese, cube up some feta cheese, it's delightful. And then pour that watermelon water right over the top. And like I said, there's about 2 full cups of watermelon cubes, and I have about 1 cup of watermelon juice there. And then the next one is the peach iced tea. And this one I don't like to put ice in. I think iced tea is kind of mild enough where you don't need to add any ice in there. And this one is going to make about two drinks as well. And then this one is nice because you can add as much as you think you might want in there. If you don't like it quite as sweet, then don't add as much. And then we'll mix that together. Now, if I had an extra peach slice or an extra lemon slice, I would throw that in there, but this is good enough for me. All right, and my last one is the Mojito, and you know it has to have lots of ice in it. So like I said, this one is gonna make 2 drinks. So I'm gonna do about half of that down in the bottom. And then I'm gonna finish it off with some lemon LaCroix. You can also do just soda water if you have that. But to kind of tie in those lemon flavors, I'm gonna finish it off with a little bit of lemon LaCroix. That'll just make it a little bit less sweet. And who doesn't love that good bubbly texture on a hot day? So these are my 3 drinks. Some nice alternatives to our traditional kind of kids juices and things that we drink during the summertime that might have a little bit of extra sugar and a little bit more sugar than we would want. Yeah, I hope you guys taste it and really love all of these. If you make any fun combinations yourself, feel free to send them to us. You can check out our website or our profile for more videos on cooking and gardening. We have summer camps going right now, so we got all kinds of fun content for you to check out. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.